Hello, everybody. Very good evening to all of you. I can see good number of people have joined it. Uh, that's great. Very good evening to all of you who joined this particular masterclass. So it's 6 p.m. right now, and we are going to start this particular masterclass. But before, guys, I start, I just wanted to know from all of you that if you guys can see me or hear me well. If yes, then just let me know in the chat section so that accordingly I can start and run this particular webinar. All right. So, guys, I'm just expecting a reply from all of you that if you guys can see me, hear me well, my voice is okay, or my video is okay, then I will definitely start this masterclass because I'm super excited about it. Because this masterclass is one of the special one because we have an amazing guest speaker. So I can see a good bunch of people are saying yes, so everybody can see me or hear me well. So welcome all of you guys again. I'm welcoming you again to this particular free masterclass from Coding Invaders. In this particular masterclass, you will be learning that how to create a data analytics dashboard in just 30 minutes using Power BI, and you will be learning from experienced industry expert Neha Jan, which she worked in Microsoft as well, and to tell you that Power BI is a product of Microsoft only, and now she's currently working into the paper. So it's going to be an amazing thing for all of you. So I would request all of you to pay attention because a dashboard is something which is the main heart of this whole analytics, right? It's a visual presentation, so you will be learning it that too for free in just 30 minutes, and from the person who already worked in Microsoft, right? So let's get started without wasting any more time. So this is me. My name is Amir Akhtar. I'm a career consultant. I have helped more than 200 plus people to find a job in IT, and I have a content creator as well. And I have total 5 years of experience. So I've helped more than 200 people to get a job from non-IT to IT as a data analytics. So I can better understand the challenges, the comfort zone, the myths, the pre-assumptions, the kind of challenge, hesitation, or a kind of validation you're looking for. So I can much relate with you. So in this particular whole masterclass, you can feel free to talk to me, text me any questions, because in this masterclass we are going to have a Q&A session as well, where I will be taking your question and asking to the industry expert. Or apart from all this, you can text me on Instagram as well. My link is there on Instagram. You can see in the chat section my link of Instagram is just, you can DM me. You will be able to get a reply, and I would love to be a part of your career to transform it. That will give me a kind of motivation for sure. Moving ahead, guys, so before I start, let me know about you guys in the chat section, that what exactly your name is and from which city you guys are from. So if you guys can tell me that your age and your city, that will give me an idea about the age demographics, and that will help me to derive the webinar accordingly. So guys, can you just let me know in the chat section that what exactly your age is and what city you are from? Sandeep, Gurgaon. Okay, perfect. 31. That's great. It means that you are a working professional, maybe. Okay. Mancha. Okay, perfect. Delhi. Perfect. So I can see a good bunch of people all the way from India, from different cities, and everybody is from I guess more than 25 years of age. That is, majority of people are working professional. That's great. I can see in the poll also that more than 58% of people are from 20 to 30 age group, and 30 to 40 other 26. That's interesting. It means we have a good bunch of mature people. So why we are doing this particular masterclass, guys? We are doing this masterclass in the support of our data analytics course from Coding Invaders, where everything you will find at 80% of practice. All right, and 1500 plus assignment. You will get 10 real projects. You will get mentorship and career centers and 100% job guarantee as well. You will get 93% of the students are placed in a big company as well, right? So these are the factors in the Coding Invaders. That's why we are promoting this program. Now the surprise is now I'm going to give you a surprise to all the people who is watching me right now. I'm going to start one contest, and you guys can win this job guarantee program of data analytics, that premium data analytics course of Coding Invaders, that too for free right now in just 30 minutes. The link is there in the chat section, guys. You can just click the link, fill the forms, answer all the desired questions, come back, because in just after 30 minutes, after having Q&A session, I'm going to choose one random person from those contests, and I'll pick one random person. I'll enroll him into a job guarantee batch of a data analytics from a Coding Invaders right in front of you. So don't miss this particular chance, guys. The link is there in the chat section. Go, hurry up, fill it up. Don't feel lazy. Don't hesitate. It's just a matter of 1 minute. Go fill it up. Maybe this time your luck can work and you can win the game, right? So I'm giving you the link in the chat section, guys. Go fill it up, and let me see how many people have participated. I'm giving you a time so that I should not be much faster. Everybody needs time. So let me see how many people have registered. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes of time, guys. Hold on. So I can see good bunch of people have already started filling up. That's great. That's great. Even I have seen the people who generally register at the end always win the game. That's the best part. Okay, perfect. Anybody else who is left? I'm giving you one more minute of time. I can see people are registering. Come on, guys, who is left? If you are done with it, please let me know in the chat section that you are done, and accordingly, I'll start the web masterclass without wasting any more time. Anybody else who is left? Feel free to tell me, guys. Anybody else who is left? I can see how many people have registered. So I guess around 42 people have registered. We are more than 200 people, guys. Come on, let's not just uh, you know let's not just procrastinate. Let's do it. I'm giving you one more minute of time, guys. Hurry up. Perfect. That's great. That's great. All right. All right, guys. So what I'll do is I've given you enough time. So I will. Some of them are asking about the link. So link is there in the chat section. We have pinned it also. So please use this link. And I will keep on sending this link again and again to all of you so that you guys can fill it up and don't miss this particular chance to win this premium data analyst course that too for free. Moving ahead, yes, so I will keep on sending this link to you guys so you can definitely utilize it and click on it and fill it. Okay, because just after 30 minutes I'm going to announce the winner from the one who has filled this particular form. Moving on, so guys, to all the people who are asking about the price of the course which you are going to win it for free, if suppose you want to join the job guarantee batch, then the price has reduced to 40% just because of this particular webinar. We have an amazing guest speaker as well, so you can utilize if you want to be the part if of this particular job guarantee batch. If suppose you are not the winner, then you can avail this in within 24 hours. For 24 hours, you are getting 40% discount, and the price is 7,490 rupees per month for a 12 months. And you will get it this offer only valid till 24 hours from now. All right, the course tenure is 6.5 months. If I'll give you an idea about what is Coding Invaders, then Coding Invaders is an edtech platform which helps all non-tech professional to get into tech profession by learning data analyst, all right, and get a high paying job. So if I'll give you a proper clarity about this hike salary hike percentage, so after doing our courses, the students have got 30 to 400% of salary hike, 100%, 100 plus company train their employees with us. 90% of the placement rate is there, and already 22,000 learners are studying with us all across the globe. Now, why we are doing this particular webinar? So for that, let me understand the intention behind your mind, that why you exactly joined this particular webinar. So the poll is there on your screen. You can let me know 1, 2, 3. Why are you here? Just to listen without any goals, or you want to study and looking for courses in IT, or you are already studying and looking to expand your horizon? So the poll is on your screen, guys. Let me know what exactly the situation is. Let me understand your intention so that accordingly I can derive the webinar. Perfect. A good bunch of people are already focusing. So I can see around 58%. 58% of people are interested looking to study and looking for the courses. 23% people are already in IT. That's interesting. So this webinar is going to be an impressive for sure. Moving ahead, so what you will learn today in this particular webinar, so you will learn that what is Microsoft Power BI, why so many of data analytics swear by it, and what Power BI dashboard every business needs, and how to create your first working dashboard in just 30 minutes. So this is going to be a very interesting one because you're going to learn directly from the person who have worked in Microsoft and now working in PayPal, so the reputed one. Yes. So to all the people who don't know, PayPal was founded by the Elon Musk. Now, I'm giving you another reminder before I start this masterclass with our guest speaker. I wanted to give you a reminder once again that I started one contest of giving premium data analytics courses with promises job guarantee from Coding Invaders, that too for free. One person out of you, whoever will fill this particular form, I'll choose one random person at the end of Q&A session, and I'll pick him and enroll him into a job guarantee batch. Don't miss this chance, guys. The link is in the chat section. I will keep on sending this link to you. And now I am going to start this particular masterclass for sure. So please welcome our guest speaker Neha Jain. So hi Neha.
Hi, Amir.
So we are happy to see you back again, and we always get a very good response from audience because the way you explain and guide us about all this dashboard or Excel, we definitely enjoy it and we consume a lot of valuable information from you. So happy to see you again. But this audience is totally new, so I would want that if you could introduce yourself with your qualification and how exactly your journey is going on, would be great to understand.
Sure. So, hello everyone. A very good evening, and I'm happy to be part of this evening. And let me tell you a bit about myself. So, I'm Neha, and I'm currently working as a data scientist at PayPal. Prior to this, I was working as a data science engineer at Microsoft. But my journey has been a kind of roller coaster. I started with data engineering, did a career transition to data science, and I have got a chance to work on different projects ranging from data engineering to data science to data visualization. So I think my experience can help you guide like what different roles are, how you can transition your career into database role if you are from IT background, non-IT background, or like looking forward to change to a career. So, telling about my educational qualification. So, I completed my bachelor's in 2019 from a tier 3 institute under Uttar Pradesh Technical University. And so many of you might be having questions like if you are from a tier 3 college or you have not done your bachelor's, will you be able to grab a job in a product based company or top tier companies and so? So I am here ideally to motivate you all and be a live example that you, yes, if I can, then you can definitely do too. Because I started my journey from a tier 3 college and I have been at a position where I have worked with Microsoft. I'm currently working at PayPal. So if I can, then you can definitely do that.
That's so nice. That's so nice, definitely. So, so Neha, like one thing we wanted to clear it out that you did engineering from a computer science. Now, a bunch of people must be thinking that you are a computer science engineer, then there's high possibilities that you can do it. So, just wanted to know one thing that whatever you studied in engineering, did you put an extra effort to study some set of tools or skills separately and then you got a job, or will you give the whole credit to the engineering only that because of engineering you got it?
Yeah. So on that note, I would like to say, so I was having a knowledge a bit about Python, so to say, and Python is a very easy language to start with. So it's not necessary you should have a BTech or computer engineering degree in computer science. Only then you can start onto the same. So I had a brief exposure to Python, I would say, and out of curiosity, I started to experiment out. And back like 4 years, 6 years from now, when I was in college, we would hardly have heard about data science, data engineering at that point of time. But due to this Python, I was able to like upskill myself into different things out, like let's say working on some dashboard, learning about like data engineering stuff, how data distributed processing happens, a bit about data science algorithms and so on. So definitely you will have to work hard and do some separate things to stand out from the other crowd, as I say. But in as you mentioned, how much credit would I like to give to my college education as part of this my journey, entire journey? So college curriculum is something like college tries to give you a brief idea about different domains, what you can step into after doing your graduations. Okay, so that is kind of bit very much I would say 70 to 80% theoretical, only 20 to 30% is practical, which is done in classrooms. Rest all depends upon you. So definitely, if you are not from a computer science background or a non-IT background, so definitely it's up to you how curious you are to implement and learn a skill. So if you are able to do that, then definitely you can transition your career into a database.
Understood. Got it. Got it. Perfect. So one thing is clear from any background, if I am, I will be able to do it if I'll master those particular skills. Perfect. Now, the coming to the most important part and the main point that what basically this whole Microsoft Power BI is and why so many companies and data analysts use it.
Okay. So basically, Microsoft Power BI is a tool. So we all know about Excel. Microsoft Excel is a very basic product that we use on a day-to-day basis. Okay,
Mhm.
but there's one limitation of Excel that it can't store a large amount of data. Okay. And also when we work in a company on ground, so it's not like every data would be stored only in Excel. Okay. So there will be different platforms on which the data is stored. Let's say your data can be stored in a SQL database, or it can be in the form of CSV file or a text file, and S3 bucket, Azure, and other things out. So Excel does not have that much connectivity in that case. So in that case, Power BI comes into rescue, where we can connect our data and load our data from different sources. Plus, it's a dedicated visualization tool which can help us to upskill and present the charts in the form of dashboard, which can be finally shared to the leadership team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's quite interactive when we. So I think in some time we will be definitely taking a look on the same. And trust me, it's very interactive, very simple to start with. So if you want to start your career into a data based role or a data analyst role, then visualization I think will be the first step in that case, and you will enjoy that too.
Understood. Understood. Got it. So it is very simple that whatever the data that we see in the Excel sheet, we learn how to make sense out of it and put it into a beautiful pie chart or a graph, so that it should be
Exactly.
easy for to understand if somebody who is not so skilled enough about the formula or something. But if we can make it in
Exactly.
pictorial way, that will be easy for us to take a decision or at least a business decision, right? Because
Exactly. And the best part is you will not have to code a single line.
understood, understood, got it. So just wanted to know that more about this particular features about this particular tool, that what exactly we are using and how exactly we can create a dashboard, and you can take on.
Okay. So as I mentioned, see, Power BI is basically a tool specifically dedicated for visualization, data
Mm-hmm.
visualization, and creating dashboards. So there are a couple of features. Let's say, as I mentioned, you can collect the data from any sources, any data source, be it a CSV file, if your data is stored in SQL database, or any spreadsheet, and so on. Okay. You can connect it to anything. Let's say if your data is present on S3, okay, AWS S3, then in that case you can you can connect your Power BI to that source as well. Okay. It helps us building in interactive dashboards with different filters applied onto that dashboard. Okay. And finally, let's say in a company when we work on ground, so it does not happen one time the data load happens and you are okay with that. The data comes in incremental manner, so it becomes easy to refresh the dashboard on a regular basis with the help of Power BI without making any change onto the data front. So there are few features, very few highlighted features of Power BI, which makes it an ultimate tool for a data visualization.
Understood, understood, understood. Okay, so now what are the basic steps and how exactly can you just walk us through, or maybe you can showcase exactly how we can create a dashboard? Because as I can see in the comment section, people are eagerly want that you should definitely start and show us exactly how exactly we can create a dashboard right now.
Sure, definitely. We are definitely going to do that, but just a bit theory is definitely required to start with any practical scenario onto that case. So I'll start with a basic understanding of that what dashboard is, what are the steps that we are going to follow, so that when I'm doing and showing the practical to all you guys, then you are able to relate to those pointers. Okay. So let's say you have to do three steps. Let's say you have to import your data, be it in any database or a Excel file or a CSV file. So here the data that I'll be using today is in the form of an Excel. So I'll be importing the data from an Excel file. Then you need to connect the tables. Okay. So let's say if in your basically Excel sheet only, there are multiple sheets. In that case, you can basically each sheet will be considered a different table, and you can make connections between those sheets. Okay, and then you can, with just simple drag and drop option, you can ideally add the visuals onto the dashboards. And so we will definitely going to be we are definitely going to be looking into the different type of charts that we have into the Power BI. Okay. Now, just a brief overview about how businesses are using these dashboards. Okay. So every company has a different objective with which they build the dashboards. For let's take an example of an e-commerce company. So what e-commerce company is mainly concerned about the sales and revenue part. Okay. So sales dashboard is what products and when. what are the different products that we have into our inventory, and where the sales are having at the highest. So that can help us to actually have an idea, like which area is producing the highest sales, what are the, so on the basis of that we can actually apply marketing strategy and change and get the insight on the in the help of a pictorial representation. Then financial dashboards. Financial dashboards, it's just on the use case that we are trying to solve, and that becomes the dashboard related to that particular domain. Okay, so financial dashboard basically depicts the budgets, the revenues, what are the different earnings of that company based on different segments, can be different months or yearly basis, and so on. Okay, then comes the marketing dashboards. So what channels basically and campaigns bring clients? So as I mentioned related, so this kind of dashboard is associated with the sales dashboard. So let's say you developed a sales dashboard, and with that sales dashboard you are able to identify, let's say India is producing a higher sales of product A, okay, whereas US is not. So we can ideally check like what is the marketing strategy, is the marketing strategy same between both the countries? If not, then we can actually apply the marketing strategy that is applying in India to that of the on the US people as well. Okay, so possibility is that it can help us to increase on the revenue. So that's how marketing dashboard will help us in getting the things done. Okay, then finally comes is the product dashboards. So product is basically, let's say ours is a product based company. So here how the users are actually interacting with that product. Okay, how are they managing the resources in that case, how much cost is coming, how much revenue are they generating with the help of those products, and so on. Okay, so these are the different kind of dashboards that we can do actually.
All right,
Okay,
guys. Now, at this moment of time, we are going to start this particular tutorial. I know that you guys were excited. So, Neha, let's get started. And I will just take a confirmation from all of you that if you guys can see the screen of Neha, because now she is going to share the screen and exactly she is going to tell you how you can step by step create a dashboard in just 30 minutes. So, you
let
guys
me
can
know
let,
people if you are able to see my screen.
yes,
I
yes,
have
I'm
just,
waiting. So, guys, can you let me know in the chat section that if you guys can see her screen? Yes, so Neha, we can start. Everybody's saying yes.
great, amazing. So, just a brief introduction. So, Power BI is an open source tool. You can download it for free from the like open source. Okay, and just you need to follow some instruction, and then you will be able to start with the dashboard with this Power BI. Okay, now it has basically different sections. Let's first check on the different sections. Okay, so here in the home you will get an option to see the get data. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have different data sources in which our data can be present. Okay, and Power BI gives us the advantage to load the data from different things out, or different data sources. So as the first source is Excel workbook, then is Power BI database, SQL server, okay, whether it's a text or a CSV file, okay, and so on. So see, there are a bunch of data sources which the Power BI offers us to load the data from. So these are sections of files. It can help us load XML, JSON, PDF, any kind of a data source. Okay, so this wide variety to connect the database to a visualization tool is provided by Power BI, and that makes us the most powerful tool to work with. Okay, so now then comes is the second section. The important section is the visualization pane, where you are able to basically see different forms of charts. So you don't need to actually memorize the names of these charts. So just hover on this and you will get an idea what the type of chart is. It is a stacked bar chart, like this is a stacked column chart, line chart, and so on. Okay, so you don't need to memorize anything here. The best part is, and just with a simple hover and a click, you will be able to work with the same. Okay, now comes is the data section. So as of now, you see I'm getting that you haven't loaded any data yet. Okay, so how can we get that? We can get this with the help of this get data option. So let me tell you how we can actually load the data. So I'll click on this. As I mentioned, the data source which I'm going to use today is in the form of an Excel. So what I'll do is I'll go to this and I'm going to load this financial data. Okay. And once I'm able to open this, so you see it is connecting to that MySQL workbook, uh, my Excel workbook, and it's basically that Excel file has two sheets. So as of now, I'm going to load both the sheets in that case. Okay, so what I just need to do, I just need to click on both the sheets, and I'll be able to load the data. Okay, and you see within some time my data would be loaded. So see, my data is getting loaded and both the tables are coming up, financials and sheet 1. Okay, so no matter how many number of sheets are there in your Excel workbook, those many sheets will be downloaded as uploaded as a different tables out. So so as you might have noticed, there was no data as in before here, and now when we have connected our Power BI to our Excel workbook, it has loaded the both the sheets in that case. So here you see what we have is we have different columns as well. Okay, so when I see we have discounts, cross rate, country, and so on, doesn't seem good, no? Like, we are not able to actually visualize the data in this case. But wait a second, we are just going to have a look at the data. Okay, then we have sheet 1. Again, on sheet 1, this is basically the aggregated data, somewhat similar, but just in case I wanted to show you that we can load multiple sheets at a time, so therefore I loaded this file. Okay, so now if I want to look the data in a tabular format, so how can I do it? So I'll go to this data view. So this is, we have three views basically: report view, data view, and model view. Okay, so when I click on this report view, data view specifically, so I get an table like of a format. Now it becomes more easy for me to calculate the values or to have a grasp of the data, what the data is actually looking about. So let me show you guys what the financial data look like, because the main table that we are going to work upon is the financials one. Okay, so basically this is again a data of an e-commerce company only, wherein they sell the product as per the different segments. So if I check on this, so you see here I'll get different options in this case. See, I have channel partners, enterprise, government, mid-market, and small business. Okay. Similarly, this data is also spread across at a country granularity, then on the product level. Okay. Now this information, now let's say we have the unit sold. Okay. So at these granularity, we have how much unit is sold in each product of each product in each country and by which segment. Okay. What is the manufacturing price per piece? Okay, per unit sold. Then this is going to be the sales price basically. So what is this? Manufacturing price is basically the cost price associated with that particular unit, and sales price is the amount that is associated with the selling price as per that unit. Okay, gross sales basically is the total sales that's happening at the end. Okay, so now we are going to check upon this sales part only. So how is the sales calculated? We are just kind of multiplying this value, this unit sold, with this sale price. Okay, so we can actually calculate that column as well, but we already have that pre-computed. Okay, now this is the basically the profit. So how is profit accumulated? Profit is sales minus the cost price of the entire unit sold. So this is the profit that we are getting. Okay, so this is a gist of data where we have the segment, country, product, how much the unit of that product are sold, what is the manufacturing price for each unit, the sales price, total sales, you can assume this as total sales, and what is the profit. Then the sales happening on which date. So as you see, this is the date column, extracted like month number, month name, year, and so on. Okay, then is the report view. So in report view, you see basically we have both the data models here. Okay, and we can kind of form a relationship between those tables. Let's say here date and date column are common. Okay, so if I want to create a relationship between these tables, so what I can simply do is I can click on this and I can link it to this value. And now you see here. Okay, so when I click on this, you see I got a relationship created between both these tables. Okay, so it can basically help us to provide a filter on top of these values. Okay, let's say if I want to connect this, I have connected both these tables. Now I can use a common filter out of the same, and once I apply on that filter, data will be filtered out from both these tables. So that's the main advantage of applying a relationship on multiple tables. Okay, so now let's move on to the report view. I hope you are able to follow. Provide a confirmation that how, and just a quick question with all of you. What are the different views that we just discussed about? There are three views in Power BI. What are those three views?
Just let me know.
Samir?
Yeah, we are just getting some delayed response. Table
Okay,
view, Ashutosh is saying table view, and data view, report view, tabular. These are the comments I'm getting.
great,
Report
great.
view, data view, yes, graphical.
Great. So yes, we have three types of views: report view, data view, and the model view. Three views. No table view. We have a model view in that case. Tables we are able to see in the data view. Okay. Now let's move ahead. Okay. Now let's check on this financial as this is the main table. So let's say I want to develop a dashboard for leadership team to actually have an idea like how the different sales are processing across different granularity. Okay, so let me have this chart with me, clustered chart, column chart basically. So as soon as I click on this, a chart gets popped up here. Okay, so once I click on this, see I get different options here below. So let's say if I delete this chart, so in that case, you see, I don't get any option X and Y axis options over here. But as soon as I click on this chart, I get an option of here X and Y axis. Okay. So let's try to analyze the sales. Okay. At a product level. So what I'll say is I'll put the product in the x-axis. So I'll just select I've just selected the product, dragged it and dropped it into the x-axis. And now you see I have the products. Now for the products, what I want to check, I want to basically observe the sales, how many sales each product is producing. So I'll extract this sales and put it into this y-axis. And now you see I have this option. I got this idea that from which product I am getting the maximum sales. Okay, so you see, Pasio is the product which is giving me the highest sales more than 30 million. Okay, and now let's try to modify this chart. If is there any way out, can we modify this chart? Okay, so let me check on this. So what we'll do is, so these are basically wherein we can actually put the x-axis and y-axis, but how we can actually format this. Okay, so for formatting, what I'll go is I'll go to this option, format your visuals. Okay, and I'll say, so here you see we have got these data labels as well. Not these data labels. Let's check on this x-axis. So here, if you want to change the color of the things out, then we can change on this. Let's say y-axis. So here, let's say values. So we see here the values have been written in this black color. So let's say if I want to change the color of this, and let's say now I want to put the sales in the red color. So see now my chart is the labels values on this y-axis are coming in red now. Okay, so let's get back to this black only to keep it static, and this is how we can do this thing. Now let's say if I want to change the title of this chart, so how can I do this? So see, I went to this form your visuals. In visuals I was first getting the idea on x and y axis. Now if I want to work on the chart basis, okay, then I can go to this title option. Then I can say product product sales analysis, product sales analysis, product sales chart. Okay, and if I want to increase the if I want to put it into the bold, then I have been able to put it into the bold. So that's how you can format it basically. Okay, and also you can actually change the alignment of the text as well. Okay, so as you see by default it's left aligned. So if you want to put this, then you can select on this, and now this has basically aligned this text onto the center alignment, done the center alignment for the same. Okay, now let's try to do an experiment with some different chart and try to analyze some different scenario. Now let's say if I want to check on the profits end. Okay, so I have the profit section, and now let's try to analyze how much profit did each country is producing. Okay, so for this I'll select this donut chart. Okay, okay, I'll just again do this thing. Okay, so I have to deselect this, otherwise what will happen is that this chart will be selected, this chart will be converted. See, if I have already selected this chart and I click on some other chart, so it will get converted to that kind of a chart. So make sure if you want to introduce a new chart, you will have to select click on somewhere outside this chart. Okay, now let's click on this donut chart. Okay, so now with this donut chart, what I want to do, I want to analyze the profits basically on a country basis. Okay, so let's check in how we can do that. So again I got these values. So In donut chart, as we know, we don't have any x and y values access. So what we are going to say, what thing we are going to analyze? We are going to analyze profits. So ideally, profits will go in the values. So now you see we have got the 100% profit, which is equals to 16.89 million. So see, you don't have to actually work with the numbers as well. Power BI gives you the feasibility that it provides you the number in a concentrated manner. Okay, so we have 100% profit, which is around to 16.98 million. Now let's check how it is spread across on a country basis. So I'll take this country column from this table and drop it into the legends part. And now I get such a beautiful chart that I can have the visuals. I can check how much country is basically producing how much profit. Okay, and as I mentioned, these charts are interactive. So as you see, whenever I just hover, okay, onto this, i am getting the I am getting the values. What are the values exactly? Okay, so it's not like I have to click on that part. Okay, and you see the how again. Another one feature of this is, let's say I have just clicked on this country column. Okay, country Germany. So you see by default this chart also highlights the amount of sales that this country is generating across different products over here. Interesting. So let's say if I have created a generic chart for all the countries and now I want to further filter out or check value for some country specifically, then what I can simply do, I can just select that country and all the visuals will get affected by that. Okay. If I want to revert it back, I'll just click somewhere else and it will get back to this. That case. Okay. Again, let's go and change the title for this. So I'll go to this title and I'll say profit percentage chart. Profit percentage distribution. Okay, so now when I click on this and you see I have got the second chart which says me that it's a profit percentage distribution chart onto that. Okay, now let's try to plot a line chart on this and check basically how what is the trend of the sales that is going on to our, because we have a date column as well. So let's try to check on the trend, how much sales we are actually producing. Okay, so let me go to this and for the sales, what I'll say again, since line chart both have x axis and y axis, so what I'll go is I'll go and put on the sales now. So sales will come on which axis now? So sales is a numeric value and usually numeric values are there on the y-axis. So here I'll put drag and drop and put it into the y-axis, sum of sales. And it has now, I want now this to spread across the date part. Okay. So I'll go and put this x-axis onto the date part. And you see here I get a beautiful line chart wherein I get a trend that it started from September 2013. The sales was close to 4 million, but then in October 1st, the sales went up to 9 million. Okay, then again there had been a shift and we got these values and the trends basically. Okay, there's one interesting thing about this. Let me tell you about this. So here in this, what we have is we have data labels as well. So many of the options are basically off so that it does your visuals or the dashboard don't look very cluttered in that case. Okay, so let's go to this data labels and try to on this up. Okay, so if I put the slider, just click the slider towards the on side, you see what is happening. I'm getting this data labels onto the rock. Now I don't need to hover to check on the numbers actually. Okay, I can simply now it's become, see how evident is it now. I just don't need to select anything in that case. Okay, so looking beautiful. Another option we have with line chart are the markers. So let's say if I open this as well, I'll get the dotted line as well. So for every dot, that means there is a data label for that particular value. Okay, at that point of time, we have a data value associated in the chart. Okay, so now see how cleaner it looks. Again, let's try to change the title and then we will try to come up with some insight on top of that. Okay, so I'll go and change the title for this. And now I'll say some sales trend chart, or let's say sales trend distribution again. Okay, so let's keeping the parity. So what I'll do is from the title, I'll go and do the alignment as middle alignment. So it looks much more beautiful now. So I'll go again, put it in the bold section. Again for this donut chart, what I'll do, go to this visuals, general, title, again put it in the center alignment and bold up these values. Okay. So now we have three charts now. So we now have the product sales chart, which is spread across different products granularity. We have the percentage distribution chart, which is spread across the country. Okay, and we have the sales distribution chart, which is spread across the date wise column. Okay, now let's say if I want the same line chart for each of the product. Now let's say I want to have the sales at the product level, the line chart. So what I'll do is I'll click on this again. Now for this, now see again, what is the trick on this part? Why is this chart will going to be different from this chart? See, so here I'm, so the idea is to analyze the sales of a product on a daily basis. Okay, so let's try to do that. So let me check. So sales price again will be on y axis. Okay, on x axis I'm going to have the product, no, not product, date basically. So let's say, let's drag the drop over here, and this is the same chart that we were getting, but now here we were basically checking on the sales, and now we are, okay, this is the sales price basically, so it's per unit sales price. So instead of that, I'll check on the sales part. Okay, so I get the same graph. Okay, again do the same thing now. Okay, go to this, title can be changed afterwards, and we'll click on the data label, so it makes the chart more appealing in that case. Okay, and this, now as I mentioned, how can I now analyze the products as well? Okay, so let's now explore the options for these line charts that we have. So we have an x-axis, we have a y-axis, and we have the legend section as well. So in legends basically, so what are legends? Legends are if our chart is bifurcated into different segments, so to say. Okay, the third axis you can assume it. Okay, so now I want to analyze the sales at the product level as well. Okay, so what I can now do is I can put this product into the legend part. Okay, and it's look a bit messy because there are a lot of products. So what I'll do is I'll remove this thing, and instead let's check on the country basis. How does it look like? Again, not that good. So let's try to change the granularity again for this. Okay, because it's looking very, we won't be able to have any insights from this. Okay, either it should be plotted onto the separate chart. So instead of date, what I'll do is, let's say I'll try to track the sales on a country level. Okay, now on a country level I got the sales, and now let's try to bifurcate the sales on a product level. So in the legends I'm going to put this. Okay, now you see we have got this chart, and for each country now I'm getting what are the amount of sales I'm getting for each of the product. Okay, so in US, if we are able to see now which product has the highest sales, we can easily say that Pasio has the highest sales in USA. Okay, and overall also we are able to finalize that Pasio is having the highest sales. Okay, now it is evident because this blue line indicates that the sales of Pasio basically. So we can see that in each country the sales of Pasio is the highest. Okay, but this orange line indicates which product. This orange line indicates this Velo product. Now this Velo product, we see in Canada the sales of Velo product is lower comparatively to Germany. Okay, so in Germany the product sales is around to 4 million, but in Canada it's like just 3 million. Okay, so that kind of analysis and insights we can draw from this Power BI dashboard. Okay, let's again go to the title and change the title of this chart. Now we'll combine the actual results and insights from this, so that you are now able to finalize that how the insights are being taken from these kind of charts. So I'll just change the title for this, and we'll see uh, sales distribution at product country level, per product country, for each product country combination. Okay, now I'm going to bold up this values, and I get this thing out. Okay, clear? Now it's look a bit cluttered, so what I'll do is, now I'm done with the visualization part. So what I can do is I can collapse this thing out. Okay, looking much filter out. I'll just zoom it a bit so that we can now analyze these charts. Okay. So what are the different charts that we have? So a quick question, just a quick check on this. Now, which all different charts have we used over here? Okay, what are the different type of charts that we have used today? The chart visuals are there in front of you. You just have to tell the names. And then we will proceed on to moving on to the insight section. What insights can we actually develop from this?
Being like product wise, pie, bar, line, donut, pie chart, donut, bar, line.
Yes, that's
These are
correct.
like
So we have experimented about the line chart, the bar chart, clustered column chart, donut chart, and different types of line charts and how we can introduce the legends actually. Okay, great. Now let's try to analyze and take some key takeaways so that you have a good brief confirmation on this that actually the insights can be taken out from a dashboard. Okay, so let's analyze the first chart. So it basically it tells that how much sales we are getting for each of the product. So it is now very evident that PSU is producing the highest sales. Okay, close to 33 million. Now let's try to track the profit percentage at a country level. Okay, so at country level, we are able to analyze that Germany, Germany, and see both are comparatively like Germany is making 3.68 million profit and France is making 3.78 million profit. Okay, let's try to combine this thing with this chart wherein we are actually tracking on the sales for each product at each country level. Okay, so we were talking about France and Germany because they are producing the highest of the profits in that case. Okay, and it's close to comparable. So let's track on France and Germany. So if we track on France, so we see that Peso is having the highest sales. Okay, then close to every product is around 3 million or so. Okay, other products are producing 3 million and Amarilla is producing around 4 million sales. Okay. And if we check on Germany, again, what we see that instead of Amarilla, Velo is producing the sales close to 4 million now. Okay. So now what we can actually analyze that the sales amount is same for both the countries, but in one country we are getting more demand for one product and in another country we are getting more demand for another product. So which in case we can actually check like which marketing strategy are we using to promote Amarilla in France that can be implemented in Germany as well. Okay, so that we can increase on, see, 1 million sales is not an easy task. Okay, so if we are able to apply some marketing strategy and increase on the sales on France and Germany, then definitely we can improve on this part. Okay, and increase the overall sales and profit for both the countries in that case. Okay, and as of now Mexico is producing, so see this is USA, so USA although it's producing around 3 million profit. Okay, and Mexico is producing around 2.91 million profit. So again we see in Mexico all the other products are producing very less sales. Okay, so ideally if something can be applied on the Mexico front to increase on the sales for the other products, then it would help in like increasing the overall sales at the country level. Okay, so that's how we have connected one chart to the other chart to get on like which product and how can we increase on the sales on the same. Okay, and this is the cumulative sales trend which we are checking on the month to month basis. So that, so you see here, first September we had just 4 million of sale, then we can check actually. So what is the reason that in just 1 month we got a 5 million difference between the sales? Okay, because in September it was close to 4.5 million and here it is close to 9.3 million. Okay, so it's a 5 million gap. So is there something? Is it due to some seasonality or during some, because some things are very seasonal, like there's a product demand during some seasons of the time. So is it that time period? The same thing that we can observe over here as well. So we see here in October, so here, yeah, September to October. So here we see in 2014 also, in September the sales was around 6 million, but in October it went to close to 12 million. So definitely we can understand. We always see this trend that sales are increasing from September to October. So definitely it's going to be a trending scenario, and then it like comes down back. Okay, so maybe some season is starting and the sales of that product is about to like high. So in that case what insight can we actually make up? that during this time we can promote more advertisement so that the sales can be increased like 200% or 300% growth rate. We can check on get on that. Okay, so we have identified this key opportunity wherein like with some more advertisement our sales can increase by massive number. Okay, so this is how actually we find out insights from the charts, which would be very difficult seeing the numbers in a tabular format like this. Okay, so this was a brief introduction about how you can actually make use of charts, apply different charts onto Power BI, and finally take out the insights from the same. I hope this was clear.
That's really great presentation. Thank you so much. As always, like everybody was engaged, and what I can see very clearly that people were engaging and they were able to understand very clearly. So now the most important question comes in our mind: it was it a simple, guys, or was it a tough but explained in the simplest way and you got it? You can just give your feedback to the Neha. How exactly you got it? Was it so tough to understand, or is it you felt that it is doable? So you guys can let me know in the chat section. That will definitely gonna motivate us for sure. So you can see now that the comments have started coming. So now, guys, let me see some more comments. So yes, it was easy. People are saying it was easy. So I don't think that it was easy. It was explained in a simplest way. That's why we felt it's easy. Okay. Um, Tough but explained in simple. It was enlightening. Explanation was great. So take a huge round of applause for Neha for making this complex thing simple. Now, guys, moving on. Now, let's understand apart from Power BI. So Power BI was one tool to which is important in data analyst profession. Now, let's discuss. Let's hear it from Neha itself. That what other tools are important with along with Power BI to get this job in data analyst, at least, because whenever we go to internet we find 10, 15 tools and we get confused or get demotivated. So Neha will tell us what are the least possible tools is necessary are unavoidable to get this job.
Okay. So as in the starting of the webinar, I mentioned like how I got interested into this field was due to Python basically. Okay. So Python is definitely a mandatory skill set because at least when you are stepping into a field of IT, domain of IT, you need to have grasp on one programming language. And trust me, Python is just the starting point for you. If you don't have any prior background in coding, so Python can be a starting point wherein because understanding Python is quite very easy. Okay, you can just start working with Python and it will like feel like you're like just it's you just need like 1 week or so, 1 or 2 weeks I say, to just get on the basic concept of Python. Okay, how to work with list, how to work with strings and so on. So programming language is a must. Then is the SQL part. So as I mentioned, sometimes Excel cannot handle that much amount of data. So in that case, we then proceed on to the SQL part, wherein the data is stored on a regular basis. Okay. Now, if you want to derive there some insights from that SQL database, okay, because sometimes everything can't be put onto the dashboard. So you see, in today's webinar as well, there was multiple things that we can track. We would have tracked the cost price as well, the overall COGS cost as well. But everything we can't do to the dashboards. Okay, there are some important KPIs we are looking forward to. Okay, but we might need some insights related to the same as well. So for that, we can actually leverage the SQL because we already have the data stored into MySQL database. We just need to write some SQL queries and get the insights from that data. So SQL is again an important concept which we definitely need to work upon. Then third part is the Excel part. So whenever any project or anything comes up, a small snapshot of the data is shared in the format of Excel file. Okay. Now this Excel file then can be used, okay, to get the basic understanding of the data. Okay. So Excel is therefore so important and easily accessible. Everyone should be aware of this tool. And fourth is Power BI. Again, as we discussed today, what are the different benefits of Power BI? You can load and connect your Power BI to any data source or so. Making charts in Power BI are way more simpler than in Excel as well because it's just a drag and drop. And there are many things or like many things as in like many visual things that you can apply onto the visuals part. Let's say you can change the heading, change the alignment, increase or decrease the font size of the chart, and so on. So these things are not probably like very feasibly available on the Excel part. So Power BI is definitely a tool which you should consider if you are looking for a database tool.
Understood. Got it. So one thing is very clear that being a project, having a project and practicing this case studies is something which is very much 80% important to justify an interview. Because do you have any idea or any example that some of your friend are good with the knowledge, but they are very they're bad in the exact practical way, and they are facing a challenge? Is there any case happens generally? Like, I would just wanted to address some of the mistake generally a student do, because I have observed some of the students join the course, and at the time of practical and at the time of case study solving, so they copy paste from everybody and they just pass it, right? So
Correct.
how it's going to affect them? Can you just tell?
Okay. So it's like you have all the ingredients. Okay. Take a very simple example. Let's say you have been taught every skill, okay, but you haven't implemented on some data set. Then who is going to believe you that you know this thing out? Okay. Unless and until you write something or speak in something. Let's take a simple example of English speaking. Okay. You everyone know alphabets from A to Z. Okay. But if you're not able to frame a sentence out of these, or you are not able to speak in English, who will consider that you know the alphabets from A to Z? Okay, you will put have to things into implementation, only then the other person will believe that you actually know the skills. Okay, so it's a very basic example that I've given so that everyone is able to relate to the things.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, coming to the most important part that most of the people must be thinking how you can do it and how you can do it with us. And yes, definitely you can study with us. Here we will get 59% of the students are already from a non-IT background. All the curriculum are designed in the most simplest way from scratch to an advanced level. So you can definitely learn with the coding invaders, because you will get a one-on-one mentorship, 80% practical project, so that you can justify your words in the interview in a more sensible and logical way, and people could trust you. And the case studies and this practical can only help you to win the game. You will get that learning management system portal, so wherever you are you can log in from any devices and study. So it's flexible, and project based learning for sure it is there. Now, giving you another reminder to all of you, whoever is looking at the screen, the course that we are discussing, you can win it for free. So to all the people who think that what the hell it is right now on the screen, then I have started one contest to give away one premium data analyst course which promises job guarantee from Coding Invaders. You can win it for free. One of you after Q&A session will be shortlisted for a job guarantee badge, and I'll be enrolling in front of you. So if you haven't participated, the link is in the chat section. I would request you all to use this link, and I will keep on sending this link again and again in the chat section so that you should not miss it. Also, share it with your friends who deserve it. Moving on. So now coming to the most important part, Neha, how exactly we can see our salary growing in terms of visibility. Let's suppose if I just joined, how much I can earn as a fresher and how much I can earn after 2 years, 3 years. You can correct me in the packages, because generally these packages are very, very modest, or you can say below average. So you can correct me that nowadays how much a fresher can earn, nowadays how much a 1 year or 2 year can earn, and senior people. If you could guide me.
Okay. So to understand on the package part, let's first discuss on the demand part, I would say, because everyone would be interested to know about what is the demand is going to be for the data analysts, okay, in the growing world. So as you know, that data is growing at a very fast pace. So everyone, like nowadays, since it's a digital world, so everyone is now using internet. Okay. So more and more data is getting generated. And to analyze those data set, the companies are definitely looking out for a data analyst, okay, or a data scientist, so to say. So to start with, I would say a person should always look out for the data analyst role, because those are most approachable and with a minimum skill set that role can be achieved onto the into the IT domain. Okay, so if a person is just starting, so on an average a person can expect a salary package of 6 to around 5 to 6 or 7 lakhs depending upon the company, this company size which the candidate is working upon, okay, applying for basically. So, suppose then after 3 to 4 years of experience, then a person can expect a growth and package around 10 lakhs or so. Okay, and going forward, it can range work like depending upon the company to company as well. So this is
So
basically the like how the person can expect his or her growth in the field of data analyst.
understood, understood. So is it correct to say that getting a 10 lakh packages as a fresher is common these days?
10 lakh package, it depends again on company. So if a person is applying for a startup or a mid-sized based company, probably the package ranges from 6 to 7 lakhs only. But if you're directly applying for a good product based company, then definitely, yeah, that's even more, like 12 to 13 lakh package also, like a person can expect if he is able to make into a product based company.
Understood, understood. So is it clear that the companies can pay more than 10 lakh also? It only depends on us how we are justifying it and how we are cracking it.
Exactly. If you have
People are ready to
exceptional
pay.
Yes, if you are exceptionally able to showcase your skills in the form of projects, dashboards, then definitely like you have the chance to get a package on that note.
So I have one curious question in my mind. See, you already worked in so legit companies, which is a dream company for a lot of people, like Microsoft, PayPal. I'm sure there will. You must be thinking about some more big companies, right? How, and let's suppose some. I don't know, which what else is there in your mind. So whatever the XYZ company, you must be thinking. You must be thinking about. You must be preparing about how I can crack that job, right? And how I can crack that particular package. And for that package, how exactly you do research, that what you need to prepare. Just wanted to know your strategy so that we can hear it. Let's suppose you are just a college student and you go to know that Microsoft is paying me 25 lakh for as a data analyst. So what will be your first approach and how exactly you'll start preparing to get that particular package?
Okay, so first of all, this is an ideal approach kind of. So you should always check on the skills. Okay, and the skills are easily accessible on the job descriptions basically. So if you are interested in any company, I would say go to the careers portal of that company. Okay, check out for the data analyst position and
Mhm.
check on the skills basically. So every skill, like companies will definitely mentioning what skills they are looking forward in a
Mhm.
candidate for that particular job. Okay,
Mhm.
put out like highlight those skills, write it on a paper, and then try to rate yourself how much you are on that particular skill. If you are like 3 on 5, let's say, so there's a scope of improvement. Okay, ideally you should prepare, like at least for big companies you should be good, like at least you should be from inner, you should be inside, you should be getting a strength that yes, at least I should have 4 to 4 and 5 rating on that, on each skill in that case. So if you feel like that you have a 3 on 5 rating from coming from you only, okay, so then in that case you definitely have a scope for improvement. And the best part is the improving basically is very easy on the field of data analyst, because you just have to work with different data sets, apply different techniques, work on different charts. So see, in Power BI today we experimented on 4 charts, okay, but let's say there are options of other charts as well. You just have to drag and drop and try to see like what kind of chart you are getting, okay, and that way you are actually able to come up and learn new things as well. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's easy, and like not easy, it's, I would say the path is easy, but you need to be consistent with that path. That's the ultimate key to crack any role in any company.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Got it. So one thing is very clear that it totally depends on us how exactly they're justifying our
Yes,
work. People
yes,
see, if you will ask me about the least possible chances, then yes, 6 to 7 lakh is very very common to
yeah,
get it. Yes, if you will give more, little more effort, you can start with 10. People are actually making more than 10 and 15. That totally depends upon how you are utilizing the resources, how better you are preparing your portfolio and justifying it. So people, if you wanted to know that capacity of payment, yes, companies are ready to pay higher. It's you how exactly you will sell yourself in interview. Is it the correct way to say? Okay.
exactly.
So perfect, perfect. So to all the people who was thinking that how I can find the vacancy, for that you need to prepare your LinkedIn in more, uh, you know, um, perfect keywords so that whenever somebody searches, your profile comes on top. Like the way if we search something on Flipkart or Amazon, some products comes on top. Why? Because those product description has some matching or relevant or trending keyword. That's why those product comes on top. Similarly, we are also kind of a product in our LinkedIn, so we have to make ourselves updated with the relevant keywords so that if HR searches, we should come on top, and that will come with the help of your mentoring, guidance, understanding how algorithm works, how exactly we can rank. So you, for that you can take help of your mentors, or you can even see the Neha profile as well and get some understanding understanding. Or else, if you want more guidance, we also offer those facilities, because nowadays all the big companies, they get lakhs of resume. Nobody can just shortlist one by one. They use applicant tracking system. So whatever the job description you see, let's suppose Neha Jain posted a vacancy that she needs a Power BI developer. So in her description, job description, she must be looking for some skill set. If those particular skill set is matching in your CV and LinkedIn profile, then applicant tracking system will increase your chances of visibility, and maybe you will get shortlisted. And that is very true. If your CV or LinkedIn profile is not so much matching with the job description of Neha, then there is a high chance that you will not get your even first call. So these are the factors which are very much important. I have seen a very average people good in presentation are getting shortlisted. That usually happens. So the more you will qualify the first call, the more chances of qualifying the rest others, right? So now the most important question: how long does it take Neha to become a data analyst? If I'll say,
Okay. So I would say, like as we discussed, there are four skills that you need to be good: Python, SQL, Excel, and Power BI. Okay. So what I would say is it depends upon again person to person, but ideally you should ideally consider 4 to 5 months. I would say dedicate 1 month of time to each skill set. Okay. Try to start with the very basics and then be consistent on your efforts. So it if you are like just working on 1 week very hard and not working on the other 3 weeks, so definitely it is definitely going to take more and more time. Okay. But if you are consistent, then definitely with each month, like in 1 month, you can like have a good intermediate level understanding so that you can start working on the projects. And with projects, you get more and more confidence and understanding of the concepts as well.
understood, understood. So thing is very clear, guys, because at this moment of time, everybody is graduate, right? So what we did the major mistake, if I'll give you, so we spent a good amount of time, energy, and our very creative mind, the stage of our life, into a course, into a degree, which where we were not aware that we would be able to monetize. For sure, it is important because every single company needs graduation. Now I'll tell you the situation is skill-based hiring has started, and now graduation is considered as kind of eligibility criteria only to set an interview right now. Because if I tell you that you need to be graduate from very reputed college, it is totally wrong, because Neha Jan, the person who's sitting right in front of you, which tier college you were from, Neha? Is it third or two second?
I graduated from a tier 3 college.
Tier 3 college, and now Microsoft and PayPal is the kind of logo she is having in her profile. So one thing is very clear, that skill based hiring is there, and the more you will upskill yourself, the more. And also Neha told that she has to upskill herself apart from engineering to get this thing done. So guys, now is the time. If you will invest your money into industry relevant skill, the need, then definitely you would be able to crack it for sure. So it will hardly take 6.5 months and you will start earning. You just need to be graduate, that's all right, guys. So you can do this with the Coding Invaders. We have a 6.5 months course, and all the things already, that mentorship, teamwork, job guarantee, real practice, and everything. All right. So before we move on, we are going to start a Q&A session. I'll shortlist some of the question. After Q&A session, I am going to announce the winner who is going to win this particular premium data analytics course, that too for free. And I'm giving you a last reminder to all of you: if you haven't filled it, the link is there in the chat section. You can fill it up, and I'll after Q&A session, I'll choose one random person and enroll him into a job guarantee batch. The link is there in the chat section. Let's start the Q&A session. So I'll see the questions. So questions. Question from Shravanandulam. What is the minimum and maximum age for the role as a fresher?
So it's not role based, as Amir also mentioned. So nowadays companies are highly basic hiring totally on the skill basis. Okay, so it's no any age criteria. It's definitely depend upon your experience and the projects that you are able to showcase in your resume. Okay, so it's not like a government job that you have to fulfill any like age criteria to just apply for the same. If you feel like that you have this required skill set or and the projects related to that particular domain, then you are good to go. No minimum and no maximum age limit.
So is it correct to say that data analyst people are comparatively making more money than the government job people if I'll remove IAS, IPS and everything?
Yeah, ideally yes,
Oh my
because
god, that's great.
they would have to at least work for 4 to 5 years to reach to that position, which the data analyst would be getting from the very starting.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. With we had this answer with all due respect for the government job as well. We are just having this answer that how much people are making money. Okay, got it. Because some of them get
Yes.
serious that how you
Yes.
can
So
say
on
that.
that note, I would like to mention this one thing as well. So there will be many people right now that who are preparing for the government job. So I would suggest in
Yeah.
that case that they can like on a side hustle they can start learning these skills if possibly, because like there's a chance, at least there plan B always. It's good to have a plan B in your hand. Okay, so
Hmm.
if you're not able to make, you can like keep applying, keep working on your skills and keep applying to companies. You never know like when when things happen.
I have a live example, Neha, that some of my friends they were preparing for UPSC, right? So they give 1 or 2 hours for learning all this skill set, which are these particular nowadays AI tools. Let's suppose AI tools for generative AI tools or some this data analytics skill set. I mean, Excel sheet is something even in the government job also you're gonna use, right?
Exactly, you will have to do
It
that.
is not something that these particular skills are not in government. It is there. It is there. Now, I guess government job is also now behaving like a private one because it's becoming more strict. The kind of mindset you're
Exactly.
having that
Yeah,
having
it's
the
not like,
mindset.
yeah, it's not like prior days you don't have to get into government job or don't have to work. It's not like the scenario has
It is
changed
now
a very.
it,
Yeah.
it is similarly same kind of feeling you will get kind of a job security or
Yes,
something. Now
yes.
it is turning out to be more strict. So for sure these skills will be needed for sure. So
Yeah.
it is something which is a non-negotiable skill, guys. Even if you will run your startup also you need that. So now moving on, what I was saying is some of my friends who are actually preparing for UPSC, they have also learning these skills that what if my attempts will get over? So how can I, help my family? So they are ready with those things. So that's a smart
E-
plan, by the way.
Yeah, even I get to like have like mentor different learners who take mentorship from me, and like many of them are like aspirants, government aspirants only, like who have like wasted given 5 to 6 years preparing for a government exam, and now they are shifting to the AI, like this IT domain. So that because they are, because how much a person can devote his time, no, like preparing for the things. So that's
Exactly, exactly. Another question is, what is the difference between data analyst and data scientist?
okay. So, very nice question, and I think everyone should be aware of the difference between the two. So, basically, data analyst is someone who kind of tries to extract the insights given the current data. So, let's say today we worked on certain data, and that was a defined data, and we were actually taking the insights and decisions based on the current data. Okay, but now let's add a one layer of complexity more onto this. Now let's say I want to take a decision based on some futuristic goals, okay, or futuristic approximation. So how would I get that number exactly? Okay, I am in July, I am in June now, but if let's say if I want to approximate or estimate the sales number coming October, then how can I do that? I can do that with the help of data science, okay, because there are many machine learning models which are able to find out the patterns from the past data and then come up with some approximate value. So you will at least from a very without any having idea about any number, you will get at least some approximation that your sales is going to be around, let's say, 3 million or 4 million for this product. When whereas before data science that was not at all possible. Okay, so that's how where data analyst and data scientists come into the picture.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Got it. Another question from Apuja is that she is a single mother having 2 years of gap. She was working in some other field. Can she start her journey again if she will learn this skill set?
Yes, definitely. She can start, and like the criteria would be same. Just focus on these four skills primarily. Devote 1 month of time to each of these skills, one month each for each of these skills, and then try to put those skills into a project. And making a project into this database role is very easy. Find an online data set and just try to implement that skill. And that's how the project is created. You don't need any servers or something like that, any expensive setup to work on the projects or so. You can just start with a small data set that is present online and apply your skills and showcase your projects. and that's how you can definitely step into this field.
Understood. Understood. Another question is from Bilash is that can we learn this skill set and start making money at the same time doing freelancing?
It depends upon you, I would say, how good you have equipped yourself with these kind of a skill set. Because like if you talk about like you've just started and you're expecting that you might get projects as part of freelancing, so that's definitely not going to happen. You might hurt your expectations, but definitely like give some time at least so that you are confident enough that, because in freelancing also you get some requirement from the client side, okay, and you have to fulfill them. Okay, so if you don't have any idea about that particular requirement or so how you are going to implement them, then it will be a quite chaotic process for you. So I would suggest just give at least some time, 3 to 4 months, improvising on each of the every skill. Then working on projects will become like very. You will also get more understanding and provide more insight, like
Mm-hmm.
working on a project.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Perfect. Last but not least, another question is in the entire data analyst this skill set, how much percent of coding is involved? If you could give us out of 100%.
Okay. So if I would say you just saw for Power BI, no coding at all is required. Okay. Then for Excel, again, no coding is required. You just need to have some idea about basic formulas in Excel and how you can implement that. So coding is not required at that end. With remaining two skill sets, that is Python and SQL. So Python is basically where some of the coding is required, but I think as part of data analyst, 20 to 30% coding is more than enough. If you are comfortable working with lists, strings, and like dictionaries in Python and have a basic understanding about these data structures, then you are good to go on that note for Python. And then coming to SQL, SQL is like it's not a very hard coding is there in SQL. It's a kind of a syntax change. Syntax is very simple syntax. You just have to do the analysis. So very not hard coding is required in that front as well. So I would say 20 to 30%. If you are able to at least achieve to that point, then definitely you can land a job as a data analyst.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Perfect. All right. And the last question is, um, is Python used in Microsoft as well?
Yes, depends on project to project. Okay. So every project, it's not like specifically Microsoft. So it's for every company, because every company has a base code base basically. And it depends upon the requirement. Let's say ChatGPT API, everyone is using nowadays to develop some project. So it is easier to use and implement in Python rather than any C++ or Java, let's say. Okay, so companies will be opting that is easy and feasible to use for the developers. Okay, so it depends upon like company to company and project to project requirement, I would say.
Understood. Understood. So basically, I worked in so many companies. So people generally, why I asked you this, because people generally have a confusion that Python is a very basic thing. Is it
So
sufficient or
see,
something?
no. So it's like languages are all. So you can't individual. Even I also like don't have that much good understanding on C++ or Java. Okay, I have a basic understanding, but not that. My expertise is in Python language. Okay, so now see what happens is, let's say even though you are assigned a project which is, let's say if I tomorrow I get a project and I have to work on C++, okay, the entire understanding of the logic would be same, just the implementation part would be different, and syntaxes are not a big deal. If you are like if you are an engineer definitely, or a particular who is person who is working into IT domain, then definitely there are many online sources you can use to actually convert that syntax. Okay, so this is it's just a syntax thing. Okay, so it's more than enough if you are comfortable in just one programming language.
Understood.
And why
Understood.
Python is suggested by most of the people is because if a person is trying to step into this IT domain, and let's say he or she is like afraid of these, because Java and has a very tight syntax in that case. Okay, it becomes very difficult at the very first point of time for the learners to step in. Okay, so that's why Python is preferred, so that a person if trying to step into this field is not afraid because of the syntaxes, and to see a lot of learning in that particular case.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha, for giving all this answer in a more detailed way, in the most simplest way. We have got a pretty much understanding about all these things. What is data analyst, data scientist, whether we can do it or not. And to summarize the whole Q&A session, which I can say is Please guys, start upskilling yourself. You don't need any specific technical degree. If you will master it with the case studies and the practical project, you will be able to get it for sure, irrespective of how long you're having a gap, irrespective how bad you are with codings, irrespective how bad you are with mathematics. You don't need to be so much pro mathematicians or anything else to do that. You just need these tools to master it. And yes, if you will follow religiously, properly, the strategies which are given to you, definitely will be able to achieve your goals. So I guess Neha is already running out of time. So Neha, do you have any last message to all the people who are looking for a validation, hesitating, not able to take decisions, or worried, or sitting with the comfort zone, not able to take action? What would you like to say to them so that they can start upskilling?
Okay, so I would like to say, like, if you are afraid of coding and haven't not tried anything related to the coding front, so always try starting with the Power BI. That's the, like, because as you today saw that the no, I didn't write even a single line of code to come up with that beautiful dashboard and interactive dashboard, so to say. Okay, so if you're planning to step into this field, then definitely start with Power BI. And I I assure you that this is the field that's the requirement of which is going to boom in the coming, that you can see like how much demand is there for the data analyst as of current time frame as well. Okay, and with time definitely it's going to increase. Okay, so if you're looking, if anyone from this, I believe like all our attendees are definitely interested and curious about this to get into this journey, so that's why that's the reason they have joined the webinar. Okay, so definitely I would definitely like I would suggest that start learning those skills, and if you have the willing to learn, no, then definitely you will be able to make up on that one.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha.
Sure. And if
And
anything guidance is required, like if people can connect me over LinkedIn as well.
yeah, sure, sure, sure. So, guys, I'm sharing the LinkedIn link of Neha again, so you can definitely reach out to her, ask too many questions, bombard a lot of questions. That's what
Okay,
I will.
thank you everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Have a nice day, Neha.
Okay, sure.
Perfect. So I hope, guys, you enjoyed this particular session. I hope you have got what exactly you were waiting for, right? So I'm sure that you must have got too many values out of it. Now, what I am very happy about is in the beginning of this particular masterclass, we were having more than 400 plus people. Now, right now, we only have 164 people. It means you are the people who are very serious about your career. So give a pat on your back, and I have a huge respect for all of you that in this evening you dedicated your time in learning these things, listening to the words, because the people who were casual, they left. Only serious people stayed here. So I have a huge respect for all of you guys. All right, because if you are sitting here in the free masterclass and learning these things, definitely, you are the one who can crack it, and definitely you can become a data analyst or data scientist and start earning more than 20, 50 lakh packages. It is very possible, guys. But I'll be very practical with you guys. To learn this skill set, you need to be consistent enough. You don't need to be intellectual enough to do it. If you are consistent, you will be able to grab it 110% for sure. All right, guys, so nothing to worry about, right? So be consistent, be very much passionate. And again, I have a huge respect to all of you that you waited here. Now it's time to announce the winner. I have to see who is getting shortlisted to get this the premium data analyst course of a data analyst from coding invaders, that too for free. All right, thank you so much, Ram, for giving us a good feedback. Guys, do you also have any feedback for me, for Neha, about the webinar? Feel free to drop it over here, right, so that it will help me to work more precisely on it. To all the people who are interested in knowing about the course prices, yes, we dropped the course prices to 40% just because you are watching us on the webinar, and this price is only valid for 24 hours from now, and the price is 7,490 rupees per month for 12 months. After that, the price will go back to the normal, that is 12,500. Now it's time to announce the winner, right? It's time to announce the winner. One of you will win this particular course, that too for free. Yes, you heard me right. And if I'll tell you that to all the people who haven't registered yet, I'm giving you last opportunity of 2 minutes. The link is there in the chat section. Please fill it and let me know in the chat section that Amir, I am done. Then I'll share my screen. I'll choose one random person and enroll him into a job guarantee batch. All right. So yes, I am going to share my screen. I'm giving you 2 more minutes of time, guys. If you are feeling lazy, If you are procrastinating, if you haven't registered it yet, please use this link and fill it up. You won't believe, last time the person who entered at the last actually won the game. So you can be the one. So it just hardly takes 1 minute. The link is in the chat section. Tap it, fill your details, and come back and tell me that you are done. Mohammad Adnan is saying that Amritsar, I'm done. Satish, I'm done. Manish, I'm done. Ashutosh is done. Perfect. Shivani Kashyap is saying I'm done. Okay, let me see how many people have participated. The last person who registered, his name is Ankush. Anybody else who's left? The numbers are increasing. Let me share my screen, guys, and let's cross more than 200 participant, and let's get it started. I hope you guys can see my screen. So we are going to cross 200 now. Let's touch 210. I can see a good bunch of people have already participated. You can see your number, guys. Pranchu Kesarwani is the last person. Sabah Firdaus is the last person who registered. Anybody else? Monty Silot. So I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes of time. I'm patiently waiting so that nobody should be missed. Aditya Sorte, Mayur Swami. Guys, you have 1 more minute. Come on, hurry up. 1 more minute. Hurry up. Ashutosh Patnaik, Sunny Kumar. Anybody else who's left? Watsal, Anmol. I think we're gonna cross 210 as well. Hurry up, guys. 50 more seconds left. Muhammad Adnan. Come on, guys, hurry up. 40 more seconds. Are you able to see my screen, guys? Are you able to see my screen? I hope you guys are able to see my screen. So number are visible. Oh, I guess my teammate is sharing my screen and helping me with the bad network. Thank you so much. That's what I observed, the interface has changed. So I can see the numbers are increasing. So guys, 30 more second is left. And just after 30 second, I am going to share my screen. Okay. Or maybe like, I will just run it. If suppose it will not be visible on my screen, then I'll ask my teammate to use the website and do the contest for you. I'll be speaking and the screen will be going on in front of you guys. All right. So I can see 216 people have registered. Kush Ojha, numbers are still. Come on, hurry up, guys. 20 more seconds. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. I'm sharing my screen now. Hurry up, guys. Mohammad Abdul Rahman, Monish Labish. Oh my God. Let's touch 250, guys. The numbers are not stopping. I don't want anybody to be missed. 219. Anybody else who is left? I'm starting a countdown now. Muhammad Nayyumuddin. Anybody else? I guess now you must be getting irritated. So I have to announce the winner now. Right, guys? I know. You must be feeling irritated. So I'm going to announce the winner now. So how many people are there? Samyukta and 221. So guys, let me show you what basically I do. Okay, I'll share my entire screen and I'll show you how I will be choosing the winner. So this is my entire screen. Okay, this website generally I use to choose. Yes, perfect. So here, suppose if I will put 567 and I have to choose one random person, I'll enter it. I'll get a random person number like 225, and 225 will be the winner. Suppose I use 6789, I have to choose one random person. Then I'll just click over here and I'll get the random number. So guys, you can just, if you want to test my website, then you can give me in the chat section any numbers. If you want to tie, you can just let me know in the um, you know the numbers. I will try it in front of you and then I'll put the exact number. So if you want to test my website, guys, anybody who want me to try any number, you can let me know in the chat section. Okay, Mohammed Adnan is saying I'm becoming extra. So Shravanand Dulam is saying 230. So let's try 230. 230. Every time you will get a different number. All right. 227. All right. So we have tested it successfully. Now, without wasting any much time, let's lock the number. Let me refresh the sheet. So after refreshing the sheet, we have gotten to an end. Last person is Ram Paluju, and 226 is the last number. So let's enter 226. Now let's get started. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And the winner is number 210. As I told you, the one who entered at the end generally wins the game. So let's see who is this person who won this particular contest. That person is going to get a call from a coding invaders and written job guarantee agreement. And after 6.5 months of completing the courses, he or she must be having at least 5 to 6 an offer letter in hand and choosing which package is higher and which one I should choose. And he or she will be getting all this benefit that too for free in a job guarantee batch of a coding invaders. All right, so let's see who is that particular person. So 210. Muhammad Asif is the winner of this particular contest. Sayyid Asif 301. You are the winner of this particular contest. You won this particular premium data analyst course, that too a job guarantee from a coding invaders, that too totally free. So Muhammad Asif, if you're here, shout out loud, congratulations from a coding invaders team. You won this particular data analyst course, that too for free. All right. So I can see Muhammad Asif. Muhammad Asif, is you here? If you're here, say hi to everybody. We are very happy that you are the winner of this particular contest. If you have entered the right number in 30 minutes, you are going to get a call from a coding invaders. If you will miss it, then you will get a call tomorrow morning again. Don't miss it. They will check your eligibility criteria and then they will enroll you. So Muhammad Asif is saying, can't believe, sir. He is so excited. I'm sure you are jumping on your bed right now. All right. So yes, you guys can interact with Muhammad Asif. He is the winner of our data analyst premium courses, which promises job guarantee. But to all the people who are still interested in joining the job guarantee batch where the Asif is in, you can also join the job guarantee batch, and the special offer is 40% for sure, and that is valid for only 24 hours from now. So, to all the people who are still interested in knowing about the course, yes, you will have one on one personal mentorship, exclusive career package, fast track job search, 100% job guarantee, and you can see the glimpses how exactly Asif is going to enjoy. You will have a one on one mentoring with the industrial expert, interact with the expert, understand what is going on in the market, and fast track yourself and get a reality check, interact, see, you can see one on one mentor call. You can interact with these mentors. You will get extra practical sessions, 7 days access to the chat, unlimited one-on-one video calls, 2 live sessions and group webinars. All these things you will get it in a job guarantee batch. Group project, modules on LMS, exam, interactive webinar, Q&A session, group projects, career webinar, master class with industry expert. These are the skill set are the only requirement to become a successful data analyst and start earning more than 10 lakh package. That is Google Sheet, SQL, statistics, Power BI, Python, and career development support and training to get a job. Let's get started. We have got already the results. The people who are still curious and wanted to join the job guarantee batch with Asif, then yes, you can still get the same batch where Asif is in exact 40% discount. And this is only valid for the people who joined this webinar, and it is valid for only 24 hours. The link is there in the chat section. If you want to have a free counseling call, you can fill it up. You'll get a counseling call and you can get 7,490 rupees per month. You can reduce this 7,490 rupees per month into 5,000, 6,000, 4,000 as well if you will increase the EMI tenure as well. So if you give you more clarity about the EMI to make it more pocket friendly, you don't need to pay the interest and there will be no joining fees there. You only have to pay the fees. So if you will take 12 months of EMI, that will be 7,490. If you will increase the months, EMI will be lower. All right. And to all the people who wanted to help others and still wanted to earn with us, then you can refer your friend. If suppose you will refer your friend, you will get 5,000 rupees cashback. Your friend will get 5,000 discount in the course price. And if you will refer 2 people, you will get 10,000 rupees as a cashback. Others will get 5,000 each discount. The referral secret link is there in the chat section. Copy it and use it and refer to the needy people. Trust me, 7 months back, a guy referred 20 people, earned more than lakhs, and made the course price zero. and all of their 20 people got 5,000 rupees discount. That's the smartest way to refer, earn. And the more you will refer, the more you will earn. So here's an official certificate. You can get all the certificate to all the people who's asking me how you can get a certificate. So you first of all take a screenshot of this, how you can get a certificate from Coding Invaders, because you completed this particular webinar. So I'm giving you the link in the chat section. First of all, you have to give very honest review on a Facebook and a Google that how exactly you like this particular webinar, and then take a screenshot of it and mail it to info@codinginvaders.com. We will send you the certificate within 1 to 3 days for sure. All right. So again, I'm saying the link is there, Facebook and Google link I have given you the chat section. Give your honest review, take a screenshot, mail it to info@codinginvaders.com, and you will receive a certificate in 1 to 3 days. So I hope you enjoyed this particular masterclass, and I hope you got so much of value. You have got so much of idea. I hope you have got your myths clear, doubts clear, and I hope I was able to bring value to you. If you still have so many questions and want to talk to me, and you have some more questions to discuss, and if you want me to comment on your ideas and how you can make this successful career, because I've already transformed more than 200 plus people, you can still interact with me. My link is there in the chat section. You can reach out to me. I would love to help you all to become successful in your life. Meanwhile, very good evening, and be more serious and understand why it is important to switch your career, and see you when you will become successful. Bye.